Hello, I'm Matthew Frederickson, the production manager at Midwest Groundcovers. We have put together a video highlighting different processes at our various nursery locations. We'll be taking a look at propagation techniques and seed collection, as well as field and container growing, irrigation, and potting. We hope you enjoy this video and hope to see you in person soon. Midwest Groundcovers was founded in 1969 by Danish immigrant Peter Orm and his wife Irma. In the early years, Midwest Groundcovers supplied common ground covers to landscapers and garden centers throughout the Chicagoland area. What started out as a 5-acre nursery in St. Charles, Illinois, has grown to 5 locations spawning 700 acres in 2 states. Today we have deepened our catalog to include shrubs, perennials, and native plants. We'll start our tour at our St. Charles North Nursery, which is located on just over 90 acres. In addition to being a nursery, St. Charles North is also our headquarters and home for all administrative and sales departments. It is our main distribution facility, housing our U-Pick yard, shipping, and customer pickup services. Our St. Charles North Nursery produces upwards of 5.7 million units on an annual basis. Products grown in St. Charles include ground covers, Natural Garden Natives 1 gallons, Hocus Pocus ground covers, and premium pint ground covers and vines.
Hello, this is Francisco Castillo from Midwest Groundcovers, a nursery manager working in Midwest for 35 years. Today we're going to show you and demonstrate how we do Propagation green carpet in Midwest Groundcovers, and we are in the St. Charles location. So we have Concepcion Vargas working with us for 25 years. He can cut about, how many cuttings? You can cut 25,000 to 30,000 one day, right, Concepcion? So he's excellent making cuttings. We have Porfirio Rivera. Porfirio, can you say hi to the camera? So Porfirio's been working same about 20 something years. He can do 30,000 in 9 hours. The process, begins right here. So we come here and make the cuttings sometime in June, third week of June, until the cuttings are ready to cut. So we can only cut cuttings between second week of June through the mid of August. Otherwise, any propagation of Pechysandra after the third week of August, the rooting percentage it drops a lot, and we lose a lot of cuttings. So we don't want to do that. So we'll go, by step from cutting, doing the flood filling, and also sticking the cuttings. And also we'll show you some finished crops that we're selling to the customers today. Now we're gonna demonstrate how we stick the cuttings. So we have Porfirio Rivera, who has worked for us for more than 30 years, right, Porfirio? So he has done sticking for many, many years, and he can stick up to 35,000 cuttings in one day. So it's very good. So Jorge Rodriguez is our propagator, and he has done the propagation of Pechysandra for 12 years. He has worked for Midwest for 18. He's going to show us how the mist comes on, and when we mist the cuttings, today is a cloudy day, so the mist is maybe every hour, but when the temperature gets up to 80s or 90s, then the mist needs to come more often. So it's about maybe every 16 minutes for 10 seconds, every 32 minutes for 10 seconds. So it all depends on what temperature we have during the day. So also, how long do we keep the mist on? It takes about maybe, I say, about 4 weeks to get the forest roots, and then maybe by the 6th week you have a lot of roots and the cuttings. And about 12 weeks, maybe we likely can sell some Pechysandra, right? So it all depends, but what we're sticking today, I think we can sell this probably by the first week of, maybe second week of September. Look at this beautiful Pechysandra. This is what we're selling today. It's beautiful, low maintenance. You don't need to do much, just put it on the ground and enjoy for many, many years. So we have Carlos, one of our pullers. He's pulling orders for the customers. So this is what we stocked last year. So you can see it's nice and full. You don't see any soil. So this is how we sell Pechysandra. So beautiful.
Our Michigan production nursery, located in Glen, Michigan, near Lake Michigan, is where we grow perennial divisions to be divided and potted into our containers. Spanning 300 acres, our Michigan nursery outputs 6.6 million units annually. The primary products grown in Michigan are perennials, vinca, and broadleaf euonymus.
Hello everyone, my name is Joaquin Castillo. I'm the Michigan manager. I've been working here for 21 years. We're gonna show you the process, how we plant on the fields using equipment. If you guys notice, we have three people on the machine, sitting down, putting allium. That's what we're doing right now, and 3 guys on the back, make sure the plant is potted correctly. This is 1 year crop, and then we come and dig it. We do about 50 different varieties. They include daylilies, carex, miscanthus, liriope, and by doing all those different crops, we're using about 17 acres every year. Depends on how much we're going to put on the field. But some are 1 year, like I said before, and some of them are 2 years, especially like daylilies. They take 2 years to produce enough divisions. So now we're gonna go to this field and we're gonna show you what the allium that we potted in the spring. This allium that got potted in the spring will get dig this fall, and it will get divided, and it will give us about 12 divisions per clump. By then in the spring they will get transplanted into 1 gallon, and they'll be ready to sell by April 15. Here we are doing the irrigation system with our irrigation. Right now we're watering the daylilies. We water the daylilies every 2 weeks, depends on the dry season. We try to get about 1.5 inches to 2 inches of water. This system has 3 different speeds, low, medium, and high. Right now we have a medium, very slow, because we want to get at least 2 inches of rain. We can adjust on how we want to water here. If we only want to water one side because the other side doesn't have no plants, we can do this with this kind of equipment. The speed to get from one end to another end, it takes about 3.5 hours. Okay, here we have our pump that's pumping water to the fields. It's irrigating right now. This pump can pump 150 gallons per minute. We have about 6 pumps in here, and we use all the pumps. In case one gets lower, we can pump water to a different pump, and we also collect our own water, and we'll come back to our own pumps to reuse again on the perennials.
South Propagation Nursery, located in St. Charles, Illinois, is the original 5-acre parcel of land on which Peter and Irma began propagating groundcovers in 1970. Today, the nursery is used for the propagation of woody plant material and producing liners. Depending on the variety, a cutting grows between several weeks up to 3 years before being potted up in the Virgil nursery.
My name is Alfredo Castillo. I gotta explain you guys how to do currents of roots grow off, soft currents. So we have 3 people to do this. So we have a bucket, 5-gallon bucket with water. The guys make a bundle. How many currents per bundle, Artemio? 60? 30 currents per bundle. And so they use a really sharp knife, and they use a see the fingers, they have a rubber band. See how the tips off? They're like 5 inches long, the bundle. They put in the bucket with water, and when the bucket is full with bundles, I can bag and get it with in plastic bags, collect the currents and bring into the cooler. Yesterday we explained on video how to do the currents of the root growth law, soft currents. And now we gotta explain to you the other process, how to stick the currents and how to fold the flats. We use this full machine for full the flats. We use 32s. This is 32s for the G plus. So now we gotta full the flats, put in the trailer right there, hook it up with the tractor, and up to this we gotta bring the trailer full of flats to the greenhouses, to the place where stick the currents. Okay, here in the greenhouse, this is how to stick the currents. We bring the trailer from the other station up here, and so now we have 2 people in this hand cart to stick the currents. Again, the currents is around like 5 inches long, the bundle, 30 currents, and this is 32 cells on the G blocks. Okay, in this house we have tiger eyes, and these currents of tiger eyes we do in sand, not on G plus. So this current is from 6 weeks ago, and so we gotta pull one of them to see how they look. How do they look, the roots, if we started rooting? So see. Right now, this is from 6 weeks ago, so we started rooting. We still misting, but not really often, because they started rooting. So this how maybe sunny day, maybe every hour, misting, not really too often now, because they started rooting.
In 2011, Midwest Groundcovers purchased the Natural Garden Nursery located on 29 acres on the west side of St. Charles, Illinois. Now known as the Midwest Natural Garden, this nursery maintains the integrity of local ecotype native plants and the origin of the stock plants and seed beds. All plants are sourced within 90 miles of St. Charles, Illinois, and grown in a neonicotinoid-free production nursery.
Hello, I'm Enrique Rodriguez, production foreman at Natural Garden Natives, and today we are gonna make a quick video on how to collect seed. And as you can see, our stock beds, we grow about 190 species of natives, local ecotype of the region. And today we're collecting seed on the Anemone canadensis. And we have Manuel here, who has been doing this for us since 2003, so he has a lot of experience. Something to mention is that we collect the seed by hand. We do not have any machines like other nurseries do. As you can see, it's just Manuel with quick hands and the knowledge and a bucket. So it is July, I believe, July 14. Last year we actually collected this seed like a couple weeks later, so I don't know if this year, because it's been warmer or drier, that helped the seed to be ready sooner. So there is a couple of ways you can do this. You can do one by one, so like this, and the seed is pretty much clean, but that will take forever. So Manuel have another technique, and you can actually get closer and see how he's doing it. Which is much quicker. So as you can see, there is some leaves in there, but it's pretty much clean. Like, it won't take much to take this off. We usually use like an inflation blower, the ones we use for our growing shelters for double pollen. So this is a lot of seeds. So when he's done collecting this, he's gonna put them in a paper bag and store it fridge or container that we have, which is like 50 degrees temperature and 50% humidity. Now we're in a second stop, and this is like a normal growing shelter with some plastic on it to protect from the rain. And this is a little different process of what we just saw with the anemone. This is panicum. So this one we had to cut still when it's like green or is not completely dry. So we bring it here and let it dry on its own. So you can actually see the seed like coming off. Here. And we do this process for many species, not just this one, but some caryxes, we do the same. Lobelias is another one that we'll have to cut it when it's still not fully dry. And the reason being is to protect from birds. Birds really love native seeds. So this is a way for us to protect our seed. So now we are on where we store our seed, which is like a trailer. All this on my left and on my right here is seed that is being cleaned, and it is like inventory seed 5 years back or even more. And this is how it looks like after it's been cleaned. And you can see all the brighting here is like after we take some, well, we adjust the quantity. And you can see we have 318 grams of this. So you can see how many times we came into the cooler and got some seed for our production. Up here on this top shelf, this is all the seed that is being collected this year so far. And you can see the names on each bag. It is not clean, so we're saving this. The cleaning usually happens in late October, early November, and you can see here it has still a lot of unwanted material. So right now Manuel is focusing on collecting all the seed, store the seed, and then when he's done collecting, you know, in September and October is a big collecting season for us, all the asters and rudbeckias, lobelias. And when he's done, then we bring all these bags to a growing shelter where it's protected from the rain, and then we have 3 or 4 guys helping Manuel out, and Manuel is like dictating who cleans what. And when he's done, he comes back here in this trailer and do all the weighting and do all the fill out all the paperwork so we can put in the inventory into our computer system. So that's all I have today. Thank you very much for watching, and enjoy IPPS 2021. Thank you.
At our Virgil production nursery, we grow deciduous shrubs and small trees, roses, conifers, and broadleaf evergreens on over 260 acres.
Hi, my name's Mike Kruger, and I'm the Virgil Nursery Manager. Out at our Virgil location, we grow shrubs and also have the greenhouses for our bud and bloom and fall collection. One of the things that we've implemented out at the Virgil location is using Argus outside to help automate our irrigation. Argus has been mainly used as a climate control system for the greenhouse, for greenhouses. So one of the things we saw at one of our colleagues, Cannondale, is they were using Argus outside in the field, and we wanted to model after that. So not that we're trying to take people's jobs or eliminate jobs, but as labor gets tight, as everyone knows, we need to find a way to streamline the irrigation, and so that the growers outside were not just being people that just kicked open ball valves and closed all day. They were actually focusing on the crops and paying attention to the growth of the actual plants. So we were able to do that with Argus, and so Argus actually talks to our irrigation system, so it talks to the pumps and tells the pumps when to turn on and off. It's very easy to use. We've tried automated irrigation systems in the past, and one of the downfalls of the systems we tried in the past was it was meant for a golf course. Well, golf courses, the tees, the greens, the fairways are always the same. But out here, where one of our growing shelters is constantly cycling through different crops and the growth stage it's in and the type of climate we're having for that time of the year, we needed something that was very easy to change. And that's where Argus has been able to help us. So we're able to set schedules so that we can actually start, if we know the weather is going to be windy and dry, we can start actually irrigating before workers actually come in. If we know spraying or pulling has to occur, we're able to schedule that in advance. So what Argus has allowed us to do is actually, it's allowed us, the growers, to spend more time focusing on the actual crops. And instead of again, that time-wasted activity of just opening and closing and going in circles all day. So that's been one of the big benefits. The other benefits is it's opened up positions for more highly skilled workers to come in and show what they know with the Argus system. So the Argus system's been a great success for us out here in Virgil. We're planning to expand it into our new liner growing center that we're building currently. And for the years to come, we plan on adding this system throughout the rest of the growing centers here in Virgil. So I'm here with Bill Berthold, who's the Thompson Department grower, and Bill's actually in charge of running the Argus system outside here in the growing center. So one of the benefits with Argus is Bill's able to use a tablet which connects wirelessly to the Argus system. So what that gives him the opportunity to do is to make changes on the fly. So while he's out scouting the crops, he's able to go ahead and use the tablet to start irrigating. So one of the benefits to that is, like I said, instead of him opening and closing valves and focusing on going back and making sure the time is correct, is he'll use the tablet and actually start irrigating as he's going. And it'll be on a timer and it'll turn off, so he's able to continue on his day and continue irrigating. So we're here now seeing how our potting process works here at the Virgil Nursery and the rest of Midwest Groundcovers. So we still rely on hand potting out of soil wagons. And what Raphael and Yvonne right now are doing is piecework. So they're getting paid per piece that they produce. A lot of nurseries use automation, but when you actually break it down per person, per plant, per man hour, this is a very efficient way of doing things. Also, the way the growing shelters are set up, this system is actually very much optimized for how we do things. So what they're doing is taking the 1 gallon liner that, as you saw in a video before, Alfredo propagated. We upshift the plug into a 1 gallon liner, and then once the 1 gallon's ready, we then upshift it into a 3 or 5 gallon. So as part of the process, the potters will actually prep their own carts of liners here. And then once they've selected, and while they're doing that, they're actually grading out the best liners possible so that we're not mixing sizes that would need different watering classes. So they're looking for the best liners possible. And the other thing is when they're potting, they're actually, because it's done by hand, they're actually able to center the plant per each plant because no plant's identical. So if one's crooked in a little direction, while they're putting that plant into the soil, they're actually able to shift it over and straighten out the plant. Then what they'll do once their hand carts are full is they'll actually go on into the growing shelter and actually set it down on the ground as well. So again, adding to where a potting line where you would need extra workers to drive the tractor and also people spacing the plants, it's all done right here with the piece workers. So they'll either put it on the ground spaced or pot to pot, depending on what the plant's needs are and where it is in the production cycle, but that is how piecework is done here.
We hope you've enjoyed learning about some of our propagation and growing techniques. If you're ever in the area, please stop by and say hello. The display gardens at our St. Charles Nursery are always open to industry professionals during regular business hours. We'll now leave you with a few words from our founder, Peter Oram.
Well, I'm Peter Oram, and I'm the founder of Midwest Groundcovers with my wife Irma, who we unfortunately lost 2 years ago. I'm actually sitting where we founded the nursery, here in the 5 acres that we now call the South Nursery. And When we started here, we brought 12,000 ground cover cuttings over that we had rooted in John Wild's backyard. So that was the beginning to growing ground covers. Well, IPPS has been part of my life since I came to America, which is now 55 years ago. When I came to America, the first year I worked here, my boss took me to the IPPS conference in Cleveland, Ohio. And then when we were done with the conference and we traveled home, then he said, "Okay, Peter, now you are the company representative in IPPS because I have other things to do." So, since I have been member of IPPS, and I have been to, for many years, I was to every annual conference, and I have kept that up for many years, almost to this day.